Joining us now is Captain Scott Spivey of Lighthouse Marine Services and Captain Gus Gustafson of Fishing with Gus, and they're going to tell us a little bit about boat safety.
All right.
So let's start off with talking about the new state boating laws for safety.
Okay, there's a new law in North Carolina, and you have to be, if you're under 25 or under, you have to have a safe boating class or pass an equivalency exam.
So that's completely new.
This is completely new this year, as well as the old law with the jet ski, where if you're 16 or under 14 to 16, basically you have to have a safe boating class. If you're under 14, you can't be driving a jet ski by yourself.
Okay.
So that still is in effect as well.
Okay. Are there any other changes to the law, or?
No.
And what are some of the
Everything else
main
is the same.
points of the boater safety law that people should be aware of? Like, is there anything that stands out with the lake as far as safety, or that you see as an issue on the lake here?
The issue on the lake is we have approximately 50,000 registered boats in the 4 counties that touch Lake Norman. That's more boats than anywhere else in North or South Carolina. The majority of the boaters have never been exposed to a boater safety class. All you have to do to drive a boat is be able to start the engine and drive away. So you can imagine what it would look like on the highway if everybody just jumped in the car without any kind of training, any kind of licensing. So the state finally realized how important it was, particularly in our case, since our lake is has more accidents and more deaths annually than any other place in either North or South Carolina.
Really?
We have the most traffic. So this is really a positive for everyone. And because it's such a massive effort, they started and they put the cutoff at 25 years old. So it gives everyone some time to train those people up to 25. That age will continue to move forward as the 25-year-old and below go through the class and get licensed. Then next they'll raise it to 27 or maybe more, depending on what they see the time frame needs to be. So eventually everyone will be required to have a license. Some people, the older folks, will be basically grandfathered in because it'll never catch up to them.
Right.
Is North Carolina behind? I mean, it seems...
There are a lot of other states that have mandatory safe boating education.
Okay.
North Carolina is just a little bit behind of the trend in
Because
the
I
United
was kind of
States.
surprised that you didn't need a license
30-something
previously.
states already have a requirement, so it's more than half. So we're now on board with that.
Now, where can you take these courses? Or the
Well, you can
required-
take it at Lighthouse Marine Service.
Okay.
All you have to do is go to our website at www.lmservice.org, and it's a one-day course.
Is there a
or we
cost
do it in 2
involved?
weeknights. There's a small cost, $49.95 for a single person,
Okay.
or $45 a person for a family. So,
And do you help
but you
people
get your
then with-
book, and it's good for life, the whole thing. So it's not very, high price to pay for good quality education. And all of our classes are taught by a licensed U.S. Coast Guard captain that knows what he's talking about.
To be fair to everyone, there are other organizations that do the same thing. There's the Coast Guard Auxiliary. There's the U.S. Power Squadron. Actually, the North Carolina Wildlife does some, and Lighthouse Marine Services certainly does some too. They all do an excellent job.
Is it a standard course that you have to follow?
Basically,
Yes.
Basically,
we have
it
a
is.
criteria that we have to follow to have an approved course like this is. It's a
Now, there was-
NASBLA approved course.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry. There was another organization I know when we first bought our boat that actually came on the boat and would inspect your boat to make sure.
That was probably the
Coast Guard Auxiliary.
The Coast Guard Auxiliary.
And that was free. I mean, they
But
basically
that's
set
a
up.
different issue. That's
Okay.
a boat inspection versus a license, like a driver's license.
And it wasn't like inspecting to make sure that it was you know, like a car
It was a
inspection. It's more to
courtesy
make sure
exam.
you had how many life
Right.
jackets, you had
Right.
the horn, you had
Right.
the all that. Okay,
And
so that's
you can
another
still
thing I
get
would
those
recommend.
for free. They're frequently at the marinas and stuff in the summertime,
Okay, okay,
and they offer those free inspections, which is a good thing to have.
right. No,
And just one final question on the courses. When you go to take the safety course, can you also get the license application, everything at the same time, so you can get all the
Everything is right
paperwork
there.
done?
It's one-stop shop.
Okay.
okay.
When you pass the exam, you get your card right there, picture ID certificate.
Oh, good.
Great.
We try to make it as convenient as possible.
Yeah. Well, that's
Well, this
always
is good
nice.
timing because we're getting close to that
May
season where
1st.
people are getting back on the lake again.
Right.
Okay.
Great. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thanks for having
Thank
us.
you.
And we're going to be right back with Captain Gus because we're going to finish up and talk about the Lake Norman Monster.